I gotta ask, did you like my my new intro? Hey everybody, basically Brandon, and let's talk about my favorite sport, the UFC. Yay! So I'm here today in this video to talk to you about UFC Fight Night 85. Mark Hunt versus Frank Mir, Hector Lombard versus Neil Magny. This was very exciting. I came into watching this, I'll watch pretty much any UFC show, but I didn't have very high hopes for this one. I was like, okay, maybe the main event will be good. I know Mark Hunt, I know Frank Mir, Hector Lombard, and Neil Magny. All these other guys, I was like, oh my gosh, man, I don't know any of these people. But you know what? That's my problem. I only watch a lot of the well-known fighters. Watching this event really reminded me how important it is to watch all the up-and-comers in the UFC, because they're in the UFC for a reason. For what they did in other organizations, the UFC analyzed what they did and said, huh, these guys could be UFC stars. Watching this event really opened my eyes to all of that. And I don't want to just talk to you about the main event and the co-main event in this video. I want to just talk to you about the whole main card. The undercard was amazing as well. I thought it was pretty interesting. This whole event just really surprised me. But I want to talk to you about the whole main event, and I'll try to go as fast as I can because I know everybody's got things to do. So, first fight I want to talk to you is the women's fight in the main card. It was Bec Rawlings versus Seo Hee Ham. I'm sorry that took so long. I had to actually Google her name. She's Korean. Japanese? South Korean. She's South Korean. Thank God she's not from the north. Anyways, it don't matter. Whatever. She didn't do anything wrong to me, right? So, okay. No. It was actually the hometown of Bec Rawlings, and I know that the judges probably favor her because she's a hometown girl and stuff like that, but the Asian girl, I'm going to call her Ham. I'm just going to call her Ham because I can understand her last name. It don't matter. I'm going to call her Ham. I think Ham had a really good job with her striking. Ham wasn't the most powerful striker, but she was very precise on her striking. And I think she did a really good job against Bec. You know, she pressed the pace a lot, and she got really good submissions going on. She didn't finish the submissions, but she had a really good triangle in the third round, I believe it was. Maybe the second round. Might have been the second round. Anyways, the final scoring in the Bec versus Ham fight was 30-27, 30-27, and 29-28 for Bec Rawlings to win. Come on, judges, at least give her a little chance. Just say 29-28, 29-28, 29-28, something like that. But I didn't think that Bec blew Ham out of the water. So, no, I don't think she won that unanimous. But you know, who am I? I'm just a person, you know. And they're judges. Maybe I didn't see what they were seeing. Maybe they're very correct. I don't know. I'm just giving you my opinion. I suggest any fans of women MMA to go see that fight. If you like seeing a barn burner, slugfest, go back and forth, you like to see those women fight, this is a pretty good fight for you to go see. And I suggest you go see Bec Rawlings versus Seo Hee Ham. I got her name right this time. Seo Hee Ham. It's such a great fight, and I really recommend you go see this fight. As a final result to the Bec Rawlings versus Seo Hee Ham, I would like to give a final verdict for their fight, and I score that MMA matchup 6 out of 10. So the next fight is Steve Boss versus James DeHuna. I'm a big fan of James DeHuna. Because, well, he's very well known. And this is where I come with the aspect of the people that I don't necessarily watch in the UFC. This kind of shut me up a lot. Steve Boss, man, what?
Steve Boss, man, what?
Okay. Ended in the first round. I believe it was a left hand. I think it was a left hand, left cross, it went with a left cross and hit James DeHuna as he came walking into the left cross. Yeah. And he fell back. Ah. That fight ended in 52 seconds of the first round. Man, Steve Boss is the man. Steve Boss is going to be that new guy you're going to want to see in the UFC. After seeing him knock out James Tahuna like that, I don't see how you can go wrong in your UFC career. This guy's going places. If you're a fan of watching fast fights, then I recommend this fight for you. I can't really give you a very accurate score because it ended so fast. Steve Boss versus James Tahuna, I give a final score of 7 out of 10. It's a pretty good fight. It was a pretty good fight. I mean, if you like seeing knockouts, I like seeing knockouts. I like seeing fights go a little bit further on, but I can just give a quick score of a 7 out of 10. That's pretty fair, don't you think? Alright, this next fight is super interesting. It really surprised me. Yet again, here is another two guys in the UFC that I had no idea about, and I'm wondering to myself, why are these guys in the main card? They're the third to last fight in the main card, and I'm wondering to myself, well, you know, what's going on? Like, who are these guys? I have no idea who these guys are. His name, Jake Matthews, and Johnny Case. I have no idea. Oh, Johnny Case, that kind of sounds like Johnny Cage. That's cool. Anyways, these guys, I mean, I had no idea who these guys are, and I just, it really shocked me how good this fight was. But, you know, you can't judge a book by their covers, can you? Someone told me that before. Some time ago. I'm sure everybody's heard of that. Anyways, enough about that. This fight was really exciting. It was really entertaining. About one of the most entertaining fights on this card. I watched this fight last night, and I'm just thinking to myself, wow, these guys are amazing mixed martial artists. As big as a UFC fan as I am, I watch as many fighters as I can. I try to know everyone that I can know in the UFC and MMA altogether, because I'm just an MMA fan. These guys I didn't know, not until this day, and I'm just now got so much more respect for these guys, and I'm big fans of these guys now for sure. I'm really happy I had a chance to watch this UFC event, and I hope everyone else could watch a UFC like this as well. I don't even know what to say about this fight. This fight was a three-round massacre between these two guys. They showed complete mixed martial arts skills against each other on the stand-up, on the ground. Jake Matthews' kicks were the game changers in this fight. The body kicks. Those body kicks were ruthless, man, and you could definitely tell on Johnny Case's face that he was, oh man, he was feeling those kicks. He was getting it right in the gut. I actually kind of think of this fight as a fight before. It kind of felt similar to, I'm not sure if you've ever seen this fight or if you ever heard of these fighters. I don't know why. If you're a mixed martial arts fan, you should, and if you don't, go look these guys up. Forrest Griffin versus Shogun fight, their first fight. How Forrest Griffin defeated Shogun Rua with 15 seconds left on the clock in the third round. Yeah, that ended the same way. Jake Matthews submits Johnny Case with 15 seconds left on the board, and it blew my mind. And UFC will never get old to me. It is always so exciting. Every result is usually different, and if they are the same, it's pretty amazing because you don't usually see a lot of the same fights happen like that, and it's kind of special. It's kind of, it's amazing. I'm sorry I'm rambling on so much about this fight. It's just I had so much fun watching it, and I'm so happy I was a part of watching this thing live. And I want to do a final result on Jake Matthews versus Johnny Case. My final verdict score for Jake Matthews versus Johnny Case is a big whopping 9 out of 10. I know it's probably because I just watched it last night or something like that, but it truly deserves that score. It was really an amazing mixed martial arts fight, and I recommend anybody go see this fight. It really, you know, it meant a lot to me to go see that, to see that fight, you know, to see that fight on TV. I was very honored to see such a great mixed martial arts fight between two very up-and-comers, for sure. Man, this next fight I'm about to tell you is quite a fight. I just want to say, they were saying that Hector Lombard is like the Mike Tyson of MMA, and I was like, really? Yeah, why are these guys praising him that much? I mean, I'm sure, yeah, he's a great fighter, he's a good knockout artist and stuff like that, but I was like, come on, man. You're giving this guy a little bit too much credit. You're giving Hector Lombard a little bit too much credit, saying he's the Mike Tyson of the UFC. And round one, yeah, I kind of believed it. This guy, yeah, he hit Neil Magny in the face with his fists, and it's like seeing someone getting hit in the face with a hammer like this, just going to town on you. He rampaged him. He struck him. Guy flew. He ran against the cage. He was covering up for his life. He was just trying to survive. It was all Hector Lombard. That round was a 10-8 round. Hector Lombard is the man. In round one, Neil Magny's actually survived round one somehow. I don't know. There might be just something wrong with that ref. I'm actually happy they didn't stop the Hector Lombard versus Neil Magny fight in the first round, because Neil was defending himself. He was trying to get away from his punches that were coming at him like 50 miles per hour.
50 miles per hour. 50 miles per hour. 50 miles per hour.
Big credit to Neil Magny in this fight, man. He showed so much heart surviving the first round and coming back in the second round in the mount position, just punching away, you know, big punches in the mount position, big hooks when he had his back, when he flattened him out. Neil Magny, man, he is just, man, he's gonna be welterweight champion someday, I can tell. See, the problem where this fight went wrong was Hector Lombard is a monster when it comes to first rounds. Whenever it comes to a second round, whenever he blew his energy trying to finish Neil Magny, he was so slow, he was out of breath, he couldn't really stand, he barely stand up anymore, you know, he was flat-footed, just walking, just trying to get his bearings together, but it never happened. Anyways, you know, like I just said, Neil Magny did his punches on Hector Lombard. Hector went back to the cage. He's just trying to defend himself. Neil Magny gets a takedown, lands in the mount position once again, gets himself into a mounted triangle, stays up top, and just throws hammer fists. And Hector Lombard wasn't knocked out, but the ref did what he should have did in the second round, and he stopped the fight. Thank God that he did that. I really thought that Magny was about to kill Lombard. Woo! Man, I'm sweaty. I want to say, you know, this fight was truly amazing. I want to give a final verdict for the Hector Lombard versus Neil Magny fight. And my final verdict for that is a 8 out of 10. Very exciting fight from round 1 to round 3. Should have been stopped in round 2, but that's not up to me. Yeah, that kind of rhymed. Alright, so let me talk about what we all want to hear about. Who won the fight between Frank Mir versus Mark Hunt? Now, if you watched the fight last night, you know, and if you didn't, well, Mark Hunt won. What round? Round 1. How? A walk-away knockout. Of course. Of course this would happen. I thought Frank Mir would have been a little bit more smart in this fight. He would have used his kicks some more, a little bit better level changes when he would go for his takedowns. I don't even think round 1 should have been any takedown attempts for Frank Mir, because that's what messed him up. Frank Mir got his head knocked off in the first round because he had bad level changes. He was trying to fake a takedown, go up, and then go for the takedown, and then grab the legs or something. But Mark Hunt is so much smarter than that. Of course, Mark Hunt's ground game is not good. Do you think he's going to give you the opportunity for you to get him there? Of course not. He's a knockout master. When you go for a level change and you're going to try to attempt to take him down, he's going to hit you with his big uppercut. Big uppercut, and he will knock you out. Frank Mir, he didn't have a very good view of where he was going to shoot for the takedown. Mark Hunt had his hand right there and his right hand ready to go. Right when Frank Mir did his level chain, goes for the takedown, Mark Hunt had his hand right there. And right when you move your hand away, you got that right. Here comes the big right hand. Boom! Right in your face. Now, this is why I don't like missing a UFC event. Because almost every UFC event is just a magical night. There are bad UFC events, but I'm a fan of the sport, and good or bad, I'm always going to be there to watch them. And if you guys like this, I'll always be here to update it. Well, I'll probably update it anyways. But for a final verdict of this whole show, I would like to say this UFC event would be ranked 7 out of 10. Very, very good UFC event. I recommend anyone to go see this. Thank you very much, and as always, I'm basically Brandon, and that's basically it.